Back here with a look at Kaspa. I have some exciting stuff to show you on this chart here in about 2 seconds here. All right, we're going to take a look here. They from maybe a very big move coming here very soon. All right, looks like the market might be maybe beat down enough. Got people ready to quit, people quitting, people throwing in the towel. You get a bounce. Yesterday, then you get kicked in the teeth today. Typical, right? And that's how it goes. Now, if we take a look at the last hour, you can see here starting to get a few things to bounce. XRP, I don't even want to look at that thing after yesterday. Man, oh man, called along over in Discord, was going beautiful. This thing was up. I don't know. In our trade, we were up $600, $700, something like that. Thought it was all wave one, wave two pullback. No, it was a wave five. Ended up getting out right around break even on this thing. What a bummer, man! Oh man, that was such a nice, beautiful. Uh, Looked like a breakout of a huge. It was a breakout of a huge wedge. Maybe it might retest and still go. But yeah, I don't even want to see that right now. Kaspa up 0.3% the last hour. Market cap 1.95 billion. 24-hour volume 77.6 million. Ranked number 40. All right, now if we take a look, let's look at the week. Yeah, still not that great of a week either, huh? For the whole market. Months. Couple things, right? Yeah, this thing here, man, oh man, over in Discord, looking at that thing a lot. Looks like might have a push coming up into the 30s next. If you want to join our Discord, that's a level 3 membership over in the description of the video. It's only $15, man. You get trade calls put out over there. Just the great chat area. You got a lot of great people over there. About 170 some members, 170 somewhere around there. Yeah, would love to have you. You also get 10 hours of videos. Teach you how to start charting for that $15. So come on over and try it out. Join us. Come over there and give us some of your knowledge or soak up some of the knowledge of the guys and girls in there. And like I said, we got some very good traders in there. Now I'm just curious. Let's take a look at the year, right? Yeah, not a whole lot. Wow. That's a 82x. That's a 47x. There's a 61x. Them are the nice ones to get, right? 82x. Heck yeah. Yeah, so anyway, it's coming, guys. No question about it. This dominance, I mean, it is going to take a plunge here. No question about it. It's coming. It's going to 4 hour. Take a look at this. The 1 hour is about ready to roll over, right? You have this high, this low, this high. You have a lower low come in here, right on the top of this wedge. I said don't be surprised if it bounced. Last video we did, and sure enough, we were right in here at the time. Came down, retested it, bounced up. But that's all the higher it went. That was it. Kind of like a double top in here, and has rolled over. I can count right there on the 4 hour. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you see a corrective structure. And now the question is, does it go up and make a higher high here, or does it print a lower high and roll over, right? Out in the daily RSI is about reset, right down there at the bottom. So does it come up towards the top of this box, towards the 786? Possible, very possible. We'll see what happens with it, right? But we've been up at this 65, right in that range now since about June 21st. It looks like. Feels like a lot longer than that. Well, this is the daily charts. Each of these candles represent in one day. Probably a couple weeks now we've been up in this zone, right? We're gonna lose this area for sure. Lose that 65%. I think that would make a huge difference here. Now, keep an eye on his Fibonacci. You know, it gets up into this 618702 area. You guys know the drill. That is the area 65.68, 65.76. That's the area we're going to have to watch. Does it get the breakthrough to 66%? Well, we'll see. All right, that's towards the top of our box here. That could be the last push, right? Maybe that's the end of this fifth wave, and it rolls over. That's what we are hoping for. As far as Bitcoin goes, next few hours here, definitely could get a bounce. What's going on a 4 hour? Looking at this thing, looks like it's doing 5 waves down. Probably a 4th wave back up now. Get this up here, that 4th wave. Probably up around 106, 250, 106.5, right around there, I would imagine. You got the 4 hour right at the bottom. Now, if it comes up and takes out, let me show you here. If it comes out and takes out this area up here, at the 106, 750, you start breaking 107. I would say, good chance of bottom is definitely in. Definitely keep an eye on that. He's got to open my door up here. That's definitely an area to keep an eye on, because that would take out this potential wave 1 bottom right here. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that would make definitely, convince me bottom's in here and this thing's heading up higher. But you do have also here, you can count them, on a 4 hour chart here. You got 5 waves coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right there. Came up to the bottom of this wedge. Retested it now as possible resistance. Has gotten rejected, and we'll see. I'm looking for probably maybe down to 103.5, somewhere in that area. That's about a 50% retracement. Possibly down to 102.2. And get a bounce from there. Back to the upside. Now, if we come over here and take a look at Kaspa, this thing is getting me pretty pumped up here. Looking for a break. Let me show you this. It's going to go to Bitcoin dominance. I apologize. Let me put Kaspa on here. We get the break of this, and it's going to be a huge move. Right, and that's what we're looking for. Myro looks like it could possibly be doing a retest on a breakout of a wedge pattern, and Kaspa. Let's see, yeah, this is one I want right here. All right, let's open this up. You can see this overhead resistance, right? This yellow line, touch, touch, touch. 3 valid touches. Now, if we put on a 12 hour, this area down here has proven time and twice now that this is a very good area for support. Okay, ran up here, came back, hit here. That's where it bounced from. That's where it hit the outside of this resistance right here. Okay, has pulled back to that area again, right in the same area here, and has started to bounce. All right, now over on this left side, you can clearly count. I mean, this sticks out big time. It's a massive 5 waves down, right? From the whole way up at 13 cents, the whole way down to 6, right down there. Now, if we take a fib, a typical wave 2 is right around a 50% retracement, or 382. 382. If it bounces on a 382, that's showing strength, right? What I'm looking at here is a possible your start back to the upside here, right? 1, 2, break, 4, 5. Hard to say how high, but if this is a wave 2 pullback right here, okay, and it holds here and breaks this resistance, that resistance is probably, if it takes out 8 cents, Wait, 8 is way, 8's up here. Yeah, it takes 8 out 8. Look out, this thing's gonna fly for sure. Now, it would actually be less than that, but we're looking for hints. Even on the smaller time frames in here, I took a long right off this support. It's proved to be support before, so I took a long position off that. Let's pull this down just a hair right there. All right, now watching for this 0.07247 to hold. If we come in on a 1 hour, all right, and start watching for little clues, like a break of this trend line right here would be a clue, right? That this thing is attempting, to break out of here, and make a higher high. Now it has shot a wick up through it. The 1 hour RSI heading to the upside. 4 hours right on the floor, looks good. Like I said, this is a very good area. 8 hour right on the bottom. Look at this. It's looking really good. 12 hour is just about there. But look at this bounce we've gotten off the bottom so far. What is this? Let's see. Yeah, here it goes. It looks like it's a 2% bounce off of this potential bottom. 0.07247. The daily. See where we're at. The daily's right at the top here, but look down here in the bottom. It's only at a 43. All right, this is oversold way over here. When you start getting up 71, above your gray zone here into the black, then you're oversold. All right, this thing is not oversold. The weekly, look at that weekly, is just turning back to the upside. And if this breaks, work it ahead. This thing could definitely make a move. Let's take the trend-based fib and get an idea. And if you would hit that like and subscribe, I'd appreciate that very much, guys. The trend-based fib. All right, go from our low to our high. We'll use closing candles back to the bottom. This is just a rough guess. This puts you back up at what, 14.5. Come out on a daily. Yeah, that would break you up above there. And where would that put us on a fib? Let's take a look. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Right towards the 618 at 14.9. Isn't that something? Right? So, possible, you get a breakdown here of 8 cents. This thing could be running back up to 14, 15 cents, somewhere in that range. First targets I would watch for is not that high. All right, I'd be coming in, and you got to take out the smaller ones first, right? Let's not jump from 7 to 14. You'd be looking at this high over here and bringing it over. That'd be my first targets at 10 to 11 cents right there. Okay, if we get a break here, and it's looking pretty good, right? I think this first area is about to break. Like I said, we have got one shot up through there. Definitely. Let's see. Look at that. The 1 hour. Look at it moving now. Okay, and the 1 hour RSI heading to the upside. That 15-minute, I keep an eye on it. There we go. There it goes. Just as I'm doing the video. Perfect. Right, just about here. This might need moved out just a hair. Right about there is probably too far. Yeah, it looks like it's starting to go now. So this first resistance looks like it is about taken care of. This outer one, it starts breaking 0.78, 8 cents. Look out, guys. And then we got something to talk about. Then I would absolutely keep an eye on this thing, because this overhead resistance, like I said, it has been here. This whole move down. This move down started back in May. Okay, you got May, June. possibly a 1, 2, and you'll know it. If this is a two-way at finishing up and we're starting on a 3, this thing will, once it breaks resistance, will really start going. It'll move fast. You'll see big moves out of it. You got bullish divergence down here, right? You got, right, let's pull this over. You got this low down here, then you have a higher low. Up here in price, you have this low and a lower low. So you got bullish divergence in there, working there. The whole thing's just looking good, and that's on the 12-hour chart. All right, and so keep an eye on Kaspa. Looking good. We'll check back in a couple days. Thank you so much. Check out that level 3 membership, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day, everybody.